Today I have another beautiful home tour to show you right here in Tehaleh, Bonnie Lake, Washington. This property behind me here was built by Garrette Homes. It is the Shasta Daylight Basement model home here in Glacier Pointe, Tehaleh. It is a 4-bedroom, 3.5 bath home. It's over 4,400 square feet. I believe it's 4,460 square feet to be exact. And it sits on over 1/3 of an acre lot size. Let's get into it. If you'd like more information about Garrette Homes, the builder, or more information about this community or this floor plan specifically, please look at the description below. Now, again, we are touring the Shasta Daylight Basement floor plan here in Glacier Pointe, Tehaleh. What I'm pointing out here is it is a 3-car garage configuration. Usually I do in my home tours a garage door test, but you can see there is no garage in this model because the model does have the sales center for this community. So we are going to skip that part of the video. However, rest assured this video is still going to be highly detailed like most of my tours are. And again, speaking of that real quick, before we get too far into it, if you're new here, welcome. My name's Aaron Morrow. I've been helping people buy, sell, and invest in properties around the greater Seattle area for over a decade now, and you'll probably notice pretty quickly these tours move a little slower than most. That's definitely intentional. These are modeled after the private tours I've done for years with relocation clients, where it's not just about seeing the home, it's about understanding how it actually feels to live in it. So if that's what you're looking for, you are in the right place. All right, so we've just stepped inside here, and right away, I want you to notice the scale here. These nice and tall coffered ceilings immediately open the space up. And even before we get into the rooms on the either side, you can already feel how the home is going to flow. Take a look at this huge living room space here. Now we're looking right now at the stairwell that goes into the daylight basement here. And as we come forward into the living room, this is really where the heart of the home is. You've got that 2-story fireplace pulling your eye up, or I should say 1.5 stories, but this feels very grand. And even the way the natural light comes in through those tall windows, I love it. The beamwork across the ceiling, it's just amazing to look at. The beamwork in the coffered ceilings here. This is one of those spaces that just feels bigger in person than it does in photos or even when I'm able to capture on camera. Even something like the flooring, this engineered hardwood has a really solid feel underfoot, which is something you don't always get even in higher price points. And take a look at this kitchen. It's such a nice, large kitchen island here. You've got the waterfall design on both sides here, and you got a really nice, large industrial size fridge. The brand is Electrolux, which is one of the, I would say, top 2 most popular that I've been seeing on the channel lately, that a lot of high-end builders all over the east side in the greater Seattle area are putting into the properties. It's basically this or Thermador is the builder's go-to fridge of choice, if you will, and you're gonna be just super satisfied with these. Now, I would like to know in the comments below if any of you actually have an Electrolux, or if you've actually been, I guess, lucky enough to live in both properties, or a property where you've had an Electrolux and then you've gone to a Thermador, or vice versa. If you lived with both of these fridges, I would love to know the pros and cons, or what you've just felt like for your everyday use. Please drop a comment below. Really would like some insight here because I do not live in a home that has either. So I would like to know what your insights look like. Now, take a look at just this countertop here. Again, I love the design of the quartz countertops here, but quick note that, you know, when you go with Garrette, they're a semi-custom home builder where you can, if you pick your lot that you're going to purchase, you can go to their design studio, which is also shared by both Garrette and Pacific Lifestyle Homes. And that design studio that is in the Tacoma area has so many different types of products to look at, so many different types of countertops, flooring, cabinetry. You can really customize the finishing work of your property to really make it look like your own. So if you don't like these quartz counters, no worries. There's tons and dozens more for you to look through to find the right countertop that just matches everything you're looking for. I also love the great use of space here, how these drawers just pull out from your, so you've got drawers within cabinets here basically. Now this is where I usually start to understand how serious a builder is, because kitchens can look great online, but it's details in person that matter. You know, the way these drawers close, the cabinet build quality, the thickness and the finish of the quartz, that kind of stuff, that's the kind of stuff that tells you how this home is going to hold up over time. I also like to do the test on these stovetops here. This is a gas stovetop, and I love the feature here where the ring lights up so you know it's on. Real quick tangent to go on. I know that for safety issues, I actually had a buddy that moved into a rental property a few years ago with his, I guess now ex-fiance, and they put a bunch of moving boxes down on the countertop, and one of them, they don't know which one did it, but one of them put a cardboard box on top of the gas stovetop and accidentally bumped it and turned it on, and burnt the entire rental down. The day they were moving in, that was an awkward laugh, by the way. I'm not laughing because it's funny. I'm laughing because it's awkward. But that just goes to show you, like, something like this, when you have like a high-end stovetop that shows you that it's on. I mean, even that visual cue can be one extra thing that kind of saves you as a safety concern from burning your whole house down. I know that's a very specific story, but just kind of follow it with me here. Now here we're in the in front of the kitchen sink here. You can really see how everything connects. You're looking out into the living room from your kitchen sink and out towards the back. So whether people are inside, out on the deck, or just hanging out in here, everything stays truly connected. Take a look at the dishwasher here. Now let's talk about the builder for a second, Garrette Homes. I did recently partner with them as a brand ambassador, so you're going to see more of their homes here on the channel. And honestly, one of the reasons I was open to that is because of how they approach design. They focus a lot on lifestyle driven layouts, larger home sites, usually around a 1/4 acre minimum or more. There's other communities that I'm going to feature on the channel, one that's in Auburn, that are on 1 acre or larger lots as well. So you're getting more space, more privacy, and homes that are actually built to live in long term. You'll also notice a lot of their plans lean towards main level living, even in larger homes like this with a daylight basement. And they share a design studio, as I said, with Pacific Lifestyle Homes, so you're not locked into what you see here. You can adjust finishes, layouts, even how the home functions. So whether you're thinking multi-gen, entertaining, or just wanting more usable space, these homes are built to flex with you. Homes here start in, so homes in this specific community, which again is Glacier Pointe in Tehaleh, they do start in the mid 1.2 mils, with current options going up into the mid 1.3 mils. Floor plans range anywhere from about 2,500 to over 4,400 square feet, with 3 to 7 bedroom configurations and up to 5 bathroom configurations. As I said, with the plethora of floor plans they have to choose from here, and this is a unique community that does have this daylight basement as a style to choose from, because some of the lots have the topography necessary for a rolling slope or a daylight basement. Some configurations you can choose from do have that flexibility on swapping out maybe an office for like a multi-gen space, or adding an extra garage, etc. We're gonna see again another a different configuration of this similar floor plan. It's called the Shasta. We're gonna check it out in Garrette's Auburn location on the channel in a couple weeks. That one is called the Shasta XXL Multi-Gen. It is about the same size and square footage, but all basically one level, plus just a little portion has a half story up top. So it's a lot of square footage on a single floor to check out with its own unit. But I'm getting too ahead of myself here. Let's just enjoy this tour of the Shasta Daylight Basement. Again, to check out the stone finishing work here. Real stone too, not fake. Feels very heavy, very nice. I love looking at the finishing work and the details of what the builder is doing, and I'm really impressed by Garrette. Now, here's the thing. I'm not a home inspector. I'm not an architect. I'm not even a contractor. I'm a real estate agent. I don't have the eye for detail as much as like a contractor might have, especially if someone has like some OCD here. But as of what I'm seeing when I'm going through a Garrette home, I do see a higher quality of finishing work than I do see in most other new construction communities. Now, I am never one to bash another builder on this channel, so I'm not going to name names of other builders. Just so you know, not every builder builds with the same quality in mind, and with Garrette, you can feel rest assured you're going to get a really good product with them. So that wing that we were looking at over there has both the powder room and the has the primary suite. And this wing over here has that's where the garage would go into, which we'll check out the laundry room in a bit. You've also got this butler's pantry off the kitchen here that goes into the front dining space. And then of course you have more of your bedrooms back in that hallway as you go down towards that area. But I believe first we're gonna go take a look at that primary suite situation first. I'm kind of giving you a peekaboo or like a sneak peek of the butler's pantry, but we're gonna take a look at it in greater detail later on. I am really digging the flow of this home so far. Now, as we move into the primary bedroom, this is where things start to feel more private and separated from the rest of the home here. Again, notice the 8-foot tall doors here. And even the transition from hardwood to carpet here, you can feel the difference immediately. Nice thick pad underneath. This is one of those bedrooms where you could easily fit a king bed and still have a lot of usable space around it. You're going to take a look here. Now, again, once we come into this private oasis or getaway retreat private bedroom here, you're going to notice the lots of natural light coming in from both those the window that is above the bed here, and these really nice large windows where you get such a nice view of that green belt back there, the territorial view. Now, this is in Tehaleh, so you get a lot of nice evergreen trees. You know, Tehaleh's not just another neighborhood. This is a full master plan community built around lifestyle. You've got over 1,800 acres of preserved open space, and that's more than 40 miles of trails. And it's packed with 14 parks spread throughout the total master plan community. So if you're someone that wants that outdoorsy Pacific Northwest feel, but still in a structured neighborhood, this is where Tehaleh really stands out. I actually like how they kept this wall really clean and smooth, nothing too busy. Personally, I think this works because they kept it subtle. It doesn't try too hard, but I know accent walls can be a bit controversial. Are you for them or completely against them? Let me know in the comments below. I also love the pendant lighting that are on both sides of the room there on either side of the bed. I think it would make some nice evening reading light. And get a load of how clean this transition is from the carpet to the tile in the bathroom. And now take a look at how much natural light is coming through here. Now, they've done really good with the lighting overall here. You've got these privacy windows here that are good for the water closet and as well as in front of the soaker tub, but they're still bringing in a lot of natural light, which is great. I think providing a window in the water closet definitely does make a difference. And then you've got a nice linen closet here. Everything's very functional in here. There's not really any wasted space, if you will. And, you know, overall, the ensuite, it's continuing that same level of finish. You've got the consistent quartz, clean tile work, and good lighting placement. Honestly, I've toured homes at much higher price points all across the east side where the bathrooms weren't executed this cleanly before. Now, I will notice the quartz does have a different, you've got more of a blue theme into this bathroom. I'm actually really digging the blue vein work in the quartz countertops. I feel like it's simple, not too gaudy, but again, everyone has their preferences. So I hit home with, they have so many different styles in that design studio that you can look at. So you can really, you know, semi-customize the finishing work to be the exact, your personality in your home. I also love how deep these drawers are. I think, again, everything's very functional in here. You've got a nice, large, both soaker tub and then a really nice sized walk-in shower here. And I love seeing that light above the shower so it doesn't feel like it's too dark and dungeony. It also continues into this nice sized walk-in closet as well. This is actually a floor plan that one of you, I'm not going to name names for privacy purposes, but maybe you're watching this video now. I met a lovely couple off the channel, and they actually met me over here in the greater Seattle area a couple months back. And this is actually one of the floor plans we toured in the communities we toured. They've fallen in love with Garrette, so they're basically sold on the idea of going with a Garrette home. And I think we've zeroed in on our sites on this community, and they actually even are looking for a Shasta with the daylight basement. So it's kind of limited on options on where they're going to be looking for one of these. I'm keeping in touch with Garrette as an ambassador to make, you know, basically give them that last opportunity on the last lot that can put one of these on there, because they are kind of in a holding pattern until they figure out their job situation for moving over here. I've been told by Katie, she is the on-site listing agent for, or the community agent for Garrette. Katie's let me know that there are, I believe, about 5 left at the time of me filming this video. 5 lots left in this community that has several dozen lots, but 5 left that can actually accommodate a Shasta with a daylight basement. So if you're someone that's looking for a daylight basement configuration, just know not all of the lots in this community can feature that. And this is also a nice sized and fully functional walk-in closet. You'll also notice there when we walked right in that it is on a motion sensor, so light auto turns on. You don't have to be trying to feel around for the light switch, just turns on for you. Again, those 8-foot tall doors look very grand, and you also have access to part of your attic space right there too. And then I also did point out that the smart panel to where all the cat cable is conjoining to in the house and where you want to access for most of your internet needs would be accessed in that primary ensuite closet here. Now, as we leave the primary bedroom here, take a look at this accent wall too. Feels like almost like a textured wallpaper feel. I love the look of the flaked gold on here. Really liking the look of that. And then again, this is the powder room. So taking a quick look at the powder room. Just definitely functional, has its own accent tile wall as well. Love the feel of this tile. And I'm going to show you the rest of the home where it branches off from the main living space in a bit. Let me know, are you into pedestal sinks? Yay or nay? I'm sure you could swap this out for something that has more storage space if you're not into that pedestal sink. There's the front entryway again. Another quick look at the dining space. And the front closet, which we will take a look at, I think, close to last in my video. We're walking by the beam here too. This goes on to the downstairs, which we'll also take a look at in a bit. The railing was really nice. It's cool. The railing's made out of both wood and a metal railing too. And then this is a closet going into the garage area. So it's kind of a hallway that connects off the hallway there. And you also have your laundry space as well. One thing I do like about this community is its variety. There are 10 different floor plans here in Glacier Pointe. So you've got options. Again, I said 2,500 square feet all the way up to 4,400 square feet. And within each plan, you can still make adjustments, more bedrooms, multi-gen setups, larger garages, bonus rooms, etc. Now, this laundry you're seeing here, super large. The washer and dryer setup here, it's also Electrolux brand, and you can see that there's plenty of storage space as well. I do like that they're up higher, so you don't have to bend over to be pulling out your laundry or whatnot. They are much easier to get load and unload for your washer and dryer. And if you could think, if let's say you're living here for 10 years, that's a lot of back bends that you are saving yourself when having a washer and dryer setup like this. Now, I just tapped on the garage door. Again, as a reminder, we're not going to go into the garage today because it doesn't exist. That's where the sales center is in place. But just know this configuration does have a 3-car garage setup. This is also a furnace closet. There's one upstairs and one downstairs. So this property does come with dual heating and cooling with the heat pumps. And notice how whisper quiet that was. I opened it up and you can barely hear the thing, but as soon as you shut the mechanics closet, you're not even hearing any sort of HVAC sound. We also wanted to quickly point out, and I was also just pointing out that box there that was sitting next to the furnace. That is basically an air filtration system. So what it's doing is it's constantly pulling in fresh air from outside, running it through filters, and then distributing that clean air throughout the home. So you're not just recirculating indoor air, you're actually bringing in and cleaning new air continuously. Super important, because all of these new construction properties with all of the code in place to basically, they don't want to make these houses breathe all that much. You don't really want any air gaps in the house, so they don't want just, you know, dirty pollutant air from the outside sneaking its way into the house. They're basically trying to make it almost like a sealed vacuum. So having one of these really does help circulate that fresh air, so you're not going to have stale old air just circulating throughout your home. That was also the guest bathroom that we took a look at. And then you've got these 2 guest bedrooms back here, or, you know, additional bedrooms. This carpet also felt really nice too. It was a different texture. This is kind of more my style as far as traditional carpet goes, or I shouldn't say traditional carpet, but carpet that you would be more used to or more popular feeling. Definitely had a nice texture to it. And then the padding felt really nice as well. Now, these secondary bedrooms are actually a really good size, even with a full or king setup. You're not cramped. And this one in particular gets great natural light as it backs up to that forest back there, which gives it a real private feel. Something I like here that a lot of people might overlook is the window placements in this home. If you've got kids, this actually matters more than you think. None of these bedrooms are sitting right up against the street, so you get that added layer of privacy and peace of mind. But at the same time, they're not right on top of the primary either. So you've got a little separation, which honestly makes a big difference day to day. If you've got young kids, you know exactly what I am talking about. And speaking of kids, being here in Tehaleh, this is a big part of why people choose this area. You've got miles of trails, parks, and it really feels like its own little community. Honestly, it kind of reminds me of how neighborhoods used to feel back in the 90s. You've got kids out here playing, riding bikes, people actually using the parks and walking the streets. It almost feels like a bit of a time capsule in a sense. And at the same time, you've got a mix of everything here, including 55 plus sections. So it really appeals to a wide range of people depending on what stage of life you're in. And now heading downstairs, this is where the home really opens up. You've got daylight basement, tons of natural light, and it actually feels consistent with the main level in terms of temperature, which is something Garrette does really well. And for those thinking about commute times, you're roughly to 60 to 90 plus minutes going into Seattle from Tehaleh, depending on traffic. Tacoma is about 25 to 35 minutes away. SeaTac, you can get there around 40 to 55 minutes. Bellevue's usually 50 minutes to just over an hour. And I always tell people this, don't just fall in love with the house. Make sure the commute works for your life too, because you're not just buying the home, you're buying the drive as well, unless you end up working from home. Which again, if you're going to be working from home, this does have that really good front room adjacent to the dining room that could easily be used as a home office, which we will check out in a bit. Now, take a look at downstairs real quick. I guess there's been enough people that have named this stuffed dog Jasper here. I like that they, Jasper is actually a dog that we babysit. Little quick side tangent. We've ended up, we not only dog foster, but so we foster dogs, but we also babysit a ton of dogs in our house. We have 2 resident dogs, and we're constantly cycling through 1 to 2 other dogs in our home. And we've, through the years, been actually babysitting a ton of our past clients' dogs too. So one of the perks is if you've got dogs and you need a place to send dogs to babysit, you kind of have a built-in babysitter the moment you've become one of my real estate clients. Anyways, I digress. One of the dogs that we babysit, his name is Jasper, and he is a very wonderful golden doodle. I think he's like 2 years old. Now, I love the way that this is staged, and it really, Garrette has done a nice job with the staging to get a good idea and a sense of what you can do with this space. I love the wet bar area. It's a nice addition here. Small details, but something that really adds to how usable this space truly is. Again, the carpet feels really nice too. One thing to note with daylight basements is it's not the best idea to put engineered hardwood, or hardwood for that matter, on the slab, because wood material will naturally absorb the natural moisture that comes in off of the basement slab. So what you'll see is a lot of builders end up deciding to do carpet with a good moisture barrier and padding material. Or I've seen some builders, they, instead of doing engineered hardwood on the upstairs, if they're trying to match the up and downstairs and do some sort of hard material, they go for a water resistant laminate, such as a new build that I helped sell in one in Sammamish specifically. That was a 4+ mil property where the builder ended up going with a laminate on the top and bottom of that home. Also, again, notice that was a nice basement bathroom, and there was no window on the wall there for the shower, but you actually had plenty of light coming in because there was a light source or a rated light right above the shower, so it's not going to feel too dark and dungeony. Now, just note this configuration of this is the lower HVAC room, and the floor in this bonus, or I guess utility closet, does come with an unfinished floor. Just like the unfinished floor in the small mechanics or utility mechanics closet upstairs, it's just a much larger room, but it would be easy to just finish this space if you're also looking to turn it into something else other than how right now it's being used as a mechanics closet with a window. Now check out all of these windows that go along here too, and you've got that nice covered patio too, so you can use the space accordingly. It also, it was raining heavy right before and during when I was filming, but I did notice that that space did not get wet underneath the top stairs. So I think this does provide a lot of water coverage. So you're gonna have some protection from drips coming through if you're gonna chill out on your patio winter long or during some heavy rain seasons. Now, this is staged as a bedroom. It is technically a bonus room down here, but it is also technically a bedroom. You've got two forms of egress. You got this window here and the door walking into it, and then you've got these really nice large non-walk-in closets that are actually on a they are on a magnet system, so instead of opening it with the latch, you just grab the handle and pull open. And one of them actually has an access hatch to the side crawl space underneath the daylight basement here, which is this one. I'm not going to be able to get it on camera that well just because I also didn't bring my flashlight with me as I was filming. Kind of an idea to do for another day. But think of this space, you could definitely store some extra items in here, including if you celebrate Christmas and you have a fake Christmas tree. I think if you cut the box and it goes in the box, just toss it in here. You know, save that precious space in your garage for other items. This would be an easy space to store some Christmas items. And the Daylight Basement configuration overall can go in a lot of different directions with this bonus room. You know, you can definitely do media room setup, game room, guest setup, even multi-gen living, depending on how you use it. You could easily add a lock on the slider that you could access from the outside, and someone could walk around the side from the back of the house on the side there to get into the basement level if you were trying to do some sort of configuration where it's either multi-gen or technically even a renter. You could rent this out down here with just a few tweaks to the layout and the floor plan. Love that accent wall as well. Now, something else to keep in mind, if you like this builder, Garrette Homes, but maybe Tehaleh isn't the right location for you, you've definitely got options. Garrette is building in about 10 different communities across the greater Seattle area, and they're constantly expanding their presence here. Places like Gig Harbor, Auburn, Bremerton, Poulsbo, Graham. As of right now, they don't go above I-90 into South King County, but if you're someone that's looking for a great Garrette location community, south of 90, so either South King County, Pierce County, Kitsap, you definitely have options. And that's one of the advantages here. You're not locked into one neighborhood. You can match the location and the home to your lifestyle. And if you're not sure which area makes the most sense, that's something I can help you narrow down. Just feel free to reach out to me. And I mentioned before about being able to maybe access the Daylight Basement from the outside if you installed like a locking sliding glass door on it. I'm going to actually demonstrate here since we don't have a garage door test to do or a garage to show you. Kind of did a jump cut here from the garage door, and we're actually walking out from the driveway to the side of the house here. I kind of want to demonstrate and show off the backyard more here. So you got this side gate here, and you can easily throw a padlock on it. But it opens up here, and you've got a nicely sized hill here. And notice the heat pumps there again. I mentioned earlier that this is dual zoning, so you got a heat pump for the top and the bottom level here. And you've got this nice hill here. Now, picture this hill. This would actually be a really nice hill to sled on if there was thick enough snow, which we actually do get around here. A couple days out of the year, you might be lucky enough to get some nice snow here. I also like what Garrette did, what the builder did with this play top here. You could definitely play a bunch of different games, including looks like hopscotch, kickball. Maybe you could put up a basketball court. Looks really nice here. And also, again, showing you that's a trail system back there too. So that's one of the 14 trails that they have going all throughout Tehaleh. And again, just some nice privacy with those really tall trees. This is actually just a super cool setup here. You'll also notice the position of the homes. They've done a really good job to not have too many windows that are like looking right into your neighbors. And because you're getting over 1/4 of an acre on each lot, you do have some nice separation in between homes. So it doesn't feel like you're crammed, you know, looking right into your neighbor's property where you just have 6 feet in between their house and yours. I know I'm exaggerating a little bit, but for those of you that have lived in a close community like that, and even a lot of other homes within Tehaleh are like that, you definitely know what I'm talking about. Okay, we're walking up here to the top deck here where you've got some covered space up here which you could use for year round. Now here's something a lot of people don't realize. Garrette Homes doesn't just build in communities like this. They can also build on your own lot. So if you're already own land or you think about buying land, they can take one of their plans and tailor it to fit the specific property. Generally speaking, they're building throughout Pierce County, Kitsap County, and into parts of South King County. Again, like I said, just south of I-90. So if you've been holding on to land or you're thinking about going more custom without starting from scratch, this is a really strong option for you to look into. And I would love to help make that arrangement for you. Speaking of land, I actually have another video on the channel breaking down the Echo Lake community. That's actually a really nice private lake community that's in Snoqualmie, just south of I-90 that meets Highway 18. That actually might be a possible area that Garrette could be interested in the future. As I mentioned, it's private lake setup, really unique, and my real estate partner actually owns several lots out there. So if that's something you're curious about, definitely check that video out. Or if you'd want Garrette to build a custom home on one of those lots, if you think you could buy it, I can help arrange that meeting to see if Garrette's a good fit for you and if one of those lots is a good fit for you as well. Now, this connection right here in the butler's pantry is something I really like. You've got that butler's pantry linking the kitchen to the dining room with similar finishes carrying through, which keeps everything feeling very cohesive. Love seeing the nice beverage fridge. And we've got a similar accent wall, a little bit different design work on it, but similar, I believe it's the same color of paint that is, cohesive, and it accentuates and complements the same one that you have, the same accent wall in the primary bedroom. This is a very decently sized dining room as well. Still feels nice and open, but again, it has that separation too at the same time, and it's definitely designated for that dining gathering experience. Again, you get a nice look at the coffered ceiling again from the front entryway, which definitely adds some oomph to the property. And again, we also get this really nice front room here, which really acts super well as a office setup. Especially, you get some nice looks from your front window here. And again, the natural light that comes into here is great. Love the French doors here and more pops of light coming in from that back window there. But you don't have to use this as a home office. If let's say you have kids and you want to turn this into like a playroom that you can hear them off the kitchen, that could be a really good setup for you as well. It's not too far away where you can still hear them, but you've got these doors that you can close if you need it to get a little bit quieter, but you still want to be able to see them or kind of peek your head around the corner. And if this community caught your eye, or you're just trying to figure out what your options look like with Garrette, reach out to me. Since I do work closely with them, I can help you walk through floor plans, home sites, and what actually makes sense for your situation. And if you want to see this one in person even better, let's go take a look together. And I can't always share everything publicly about pricing, builder incentives, things like that. But if you want more details, feel free to reach out to me. I'm always happy to help and talk to you directly one-on-one on the latest information I know about everything Garrette or Pacific Lifestyle Homes. Love the siding here. I'm a fan of the cement plank. And again, if you made it this far in the video, I really appreciate it. Let me know what you think of this layout, especially the daylight basement. Do you like this Shasta design? Check out if you want to compare and contrast. Again, on the channel in a couple weeks, I will show another Shasta configuration, which again is the Shasta XXL multi-gen option, which is mainly main floor single story living with a small portion that does have an upstairs. That's going to be really cool to take a look at as well. All in all, though, this is a really nice community, and a lot of people like to call Tehaleh a really nice place to live. And there you have it. Let me know in the comments below what you thought of this beautiful model home tour of the Shasta Daylight Basement, built by Garrette Homes right here in Tehaleh, Bonnie Lake, Washington, Glacier Pointe area. Again, my name's Aaron Morrow, local realtor here in the greater Seattle area. I've been working with buyers, sellers, and investors in King, Pierce, and Snohomish counties for well over a decade now. If you're looking to make your move over here to the greater Seattle area, or you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in the area, please feel free to reach out to me. Contact info can be found below in the description. And of course, until next time, if you'd like to see some more property tours or you'd like to hear what others have said about working with me, look somewhere on the screen right here. And of course, if you'd like to see some more properties that Garrette Homes or Pacific Lifestyle Homes offer, I have a ton of them on the channel. Please feel free to reach out to me. I am a Garrette Homes and Pacific Lifestyle Homes ambassador. Other than that, please subscribe to me for more real estate shenanigans and have a great day.